Okay, hi everybody. I hope you guys having a great day. And I know today in class we all struggle with the interrogative pronoun. Okay, and one of the main issue is that we need to actually know in English what an interrogative pronoun is, and so as it is important to know what a subject in a sentence is and a direct object is. So, once again, as you see here, interrogative pronouns are used to ask for information. Okay, they used to ask for information. Okay, and then they're actually selected based on whether, of course, they're talking about a person or a thing. Okay, um, and also besides the person and the thing, it's important to know if is a subject or a direct object. Okay, so it's very, very, very important. All right. So now, just remember that the subject is always followed by a verb. Okay, and then the direct object is act upon by a verb. For example, if you were to use in English, oh, I'm watching TV. I'm watching TV. Or you notice here that if I want to find what the subject is, I'm going to say who is watching TV. So the who is going to be replaced by I. Okay, so I is the subject in this sentence. And then if I was to find what the direct object is, the question will be, what am I watching? You're gonna say I'm watching TV. So the television here is the direct object. So just keep that in mind, please, because it's actually crucial for you to understand this concept. All right. So let's go ahead and look at these statements here. For example, here it says quelqu'un attend dans le bureau. Quelqu'un here means someone, somebody is waiting in the office, right? But now, if I want to know who is waiting in the office, you notice that here they're asking you to ask the question, okay, to find the information in bold. Here, you notice here is bold here. So basically, if I want to know this answer here, I'm going to say who is waiting in the office. All right, so here I'm going to use qui attend dans le bureau. All right, so but as I say in class, you can either use key or key as key. And I told you that whenever you're going to use the key as key, the est-que, est-ce que you remember when we learned in French too, asking questions, the est-que work with every type of interrogative pronoun. So, qui est-ce qui attend dans le bureau? Okay, so who is waiting in the office? So we kind of getting this concept, right? So here, we're talking here about somebody, okay, someone, okay. Here, quelque chose extra in this sentence here, quelque chose extra. Quelque chose here, extra, is also a subject, right? This is a subject here, but here quelque chose is like something, so it's a thing. Right here it was a person, but here is a thing. So you're gonna say qu'est-ce qui est extra. So basically, all you're gonna look here. Let's look here real quick. So this key here, emphasizing the subject, okay, is right, it goes right before the verb. You see here, key is a subject. Here we have a subject, but here the subject is a person. So you're gonna say key right here because it's a person. Here, this key here is gonna be because it's a subject. Okay, right here, Qu'est-ce, the QUE normally is referred to an object, okay? It's a thing, it refers to a thing. But here, this second one here is telling me that I'm looking for the subject. The key tells me I'm looking for the subject. And if this first part here telling me that I'm referring to a person or a thing. In this sentence here, in this statement, I'm referring to something, and here I'm referring to a person, right? So let's go for the next one. Okay, so in the following question, for example, the interrogative pronoun direct object. You see here the bold part here is quelqu'un. Okay, and then let's say I was looking for the subject in the sentence. The subject here is je. Okay, and then this one is direct object. For example, is j'invite quelqu'un. I'm inviting somebody. Okay, so now they're asking me to ask a question to know what is in bold here. So it's gonna say, whom am I inviting? Whom am I inviting? Okay, qui invites-tu? Okay, remember we said that before that whenever we're gonna use inversion, is that this is kind of like the proper format. If you're gonna be using key, it's gonna be mostly inversion. But I'm not even gonna focus on this one here. I'm not gonna focus on this one. I'm gonna focus on the second one here. You notice now here that in front of the at the end, the second one is que, okay, meaning that I'm looking for the direct object. Right before it was key, right? It was key because I'm is somebody. Remember, the first part is always the person or the object, okay? The thing, a person or a thing. Here, and the second one is quelque chose is something, so it's a thing. You notice it's a thing, so that's why you have Q apostrophe here. Okay, the first part it, here is a thing. Here, the first part here is a person, but the second part here, the que, refer to direct object. So if I go, for example, to the previous page, okay, let's look at the previous page right here. It was a person here, but it was a subject, so that's why we have key here. All right, and then here it was the subject in a sentence, but it was about something. That's why is qu'est-ce here. Okay, but since we're talking about the subject is key, so both are subjects, so the key, but this one is a person, this one is a thing. All right, so look at the second one here. This one here is a person, but I'm looking for the direct object, is que. This one is something, but I'm looking for the direct object, so it's que. All right, so now note that now, okay, we did not have a chance to talk about this in class because we were spend time talking about how to find the key or kiesque. So note that in this next one, the pronoun is introduced by a preposition. Okay, so I'm thinking about, for example, I'm thinking of somebody. I'm thinking about something. Okay, so basically here, Marielle pense à quelqu'un. So Marielle is thinking about someone. Okay, so now Marielle here, if I were to ask who is thinking about someone, you would say qui est qui, right? Qui est qui for Maria. But now I'm just looking about here. Who is she thinking about? Okay, whom is she thinking about? So you're gonna start with a because the a is in front of that quelqu'un. So it's gonna say à qui. Okay, à qui. And then here you notice here the vice principal, the censor parle de quelque chose. He's talking about something. Okay, qui here is somebody. That's why it's qui here. Okay, it's someone. And then but is he thinking about this is an indirect object here, right? So it's que here, we talk about it already. And then here is de quelque chose. The vice president is talking about something, okay, but it's introduced by de. You notice here is de, so you're gonna start a sentence de quoi. Okay, you remember that que becomes quoi. Okay, in this type of pronoun that are introduced by a preposition. Whenever you have is introduced by a preposition, okay, the que becomes quoi. Remember that, okay, and then the qui stays qui. Okay, let's say it was I'm thinking, je pense à, it was something, it would be à quoi. Okay, but here is somebody, so it's à qui, and then here is something, so it's quoi. Okay, this is only when it's introduced by a preposition. All right, so you will say you notice here once again this second part here, the que is because is an indirect object. Okay, so just remember that, please. So let's go to the next one. So this is a table that we had before in class. We were talking about this. I told you once again I'm not going to focus on the key. I'm going to focus on the second one. The second one, you notice here that whenever we're talking about a subject, you see, subject is key. Okay, is key. We're talking about a subject is key. Okay, whenever we're talking about a direct object is que. Okay, because we're talking about people, so it's gonna be key for both. We're talking about people. Now we're gonna be talking about things. So it's gonna be QE. Okay, things, Q-U-E. But now, because you're talking about the subject here is key, and because you're talking about the direct object is ke. So for direct object, if you want to know direct object, it's ke and ke right here. You see the ke and then the ke. But if you want to talk about the subject, it's going to be key and key. And then the first part here refer to a person or ke to a thing. So remember, just key is a person and ke is a thing. And then this is the one that were introduced with by a preposition. So it's gonna be key for somebody and then qua for something. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just really see really quick here if you understand it. Let's just go ahead and practice. Okay. Okay, the first one, t'inquiète au lycée. What worries you in this? What worries you at the high school? Okay, qu'est-ce qui, right? Like is an object. Qu'est-ce qui? Okay, is it? I keep on forgetting. I say object, but it will confuse you. This is something. Is a like a thing. Okay, but here in this sentence here is like these things worries me. So this thing here is a subject. So that's why it's key here. A donné à Myriam la liste des responsabilités. Who gave Miriam the list of responsibility? Okay, notice here I told you this is the little trick I showed you last year. Okay, so basically here we're looking for a subject. Okay, so the subject is gonna be what? I think it's key, right? Key. Here, right here on the top, we just have key. We don't have key as key, so we're gonna use key. Okay, let's look for the third one. Pierre. You see this blanket is followed by an object, its name. So it has to be right before this. Remember, it cannot be key because you have a name. This one, the verb is always preceded by key. Okay, so choisis le grec, le russe. So what is put up here? Choose Greek or Russe. Okay, so it's an object. It's an object. Okay, but here is the direct object. What did he choose? Okay, so it's the direct object. So what is it gonna be? Hopefully you choose qu'est-ce que, right? Because we're talking about here. This is a direct object, and then we're talking about something, and so on. Michel invite. Whom did Michel invite at the canteen at the cafeteria? So qui est-ce que Michel? So Michel invited Paul. Okay, so because we're looking for a direct object is que here, but remember we're talking about a person, so it's key. Let's check the next one. Okay, hopefully you got this. All right, what are you taking this year? Okay, you're talking about direct object, what, and then you're talking about something. Okay, so right there, you're talking about direct object, and then you're referring to people. Okay, let's look at the next one. Right here, qu'est-ce qui est extra? Okay, like what is cool at just high school? So we're talking about the subject, and then we're referring to something that is cool at your high school, or somebody was cool. Remember that it could go for both. And then this one here, okay, it says who cut his classes? Who cut classes? Okay, it's gonna be only one person. It's gonna be referring to one person, and it's the subject. So what it's gonna be? Hopefully you say key, right? So now that's about it. So if you have questions, let me know, and then please don't get confused. You can play this over and over again. Just remember that on the first part refer to whether you're talking about a thing or somebody, and then the second part refer to either you're talking about this the subject or the direct object. Okay, on the first part, on the very first part, if you're talking about a person, you're going to use key. Okay, if you're talking about an object, you're going to use, or a thing, okay, you're going to use ke. And then the second part, if you're talking about the subject, usually preceding the verb is going to be key. And if you're talking about a direct object, it's going to be ke. Hopefully you get this. So on this, have a good night, and please go ahead and check your homework and practice that thing again. Check it and see if you get it right. We're just going to practice further tomorrow. So take care. Bye bye.